Hello, hi, it's Henry the Computer Guy, and welcome to our lesson number 41. And in today's lesson, we are actually having our activity 3.2. Why are we calling it activity 3.2? Remember, we are under chapter 3, and it is our second activity. So that makes it to be activity 3.2. And it is all about creating folders. So we are going to be looking at the different methods we can use to create our folders. So they're telling us that folders can be created by a number of methods. And let's look at our method 1. So they're telling us that you can browse to where you want to create the folder. So it can be a place of your choice, any location of your choice. It can be the desktop, it can be the documents, it can be the downloads, or any other location you feel you want to use to create that folder. But for our case, we are going to focus on the documents. So they're telling us that click the home tab, choose the new, then afterwards you choose your folder. Then the folder will be created. But after creating that folder, you'll have to type a name such that a folder can be distinguished from other folders. So you give it a name. So after creating that name, you can press enter or click in any free space or away from the folder to complete the operation. Let's look at the diagram and see how it looks like. So we have our document here as we are seeing it here. Then we said we have the tab, which is the home tab. We are under the home tab. Then we look for the new folder. After looking for the new folder, we click on it. So it will give us our new folder. Then we type the name of our choice. So it will help us to create that folder. After creating that name, then we can press enter or return or click away from it. Then it will accept that name. So let's try it and see how we can come up with that item they did. So when we come here, for example, this is our, let's say, our documents that we are using. Remember, I told you we are under the home tab. Then we shall look for what we call new folder. Then I click on it. So I can say, let's say, I have, let's say, ICT. Let me create a folder called ICT. So when it comes here, I have to give it a name. I'll say I have ICT. Let's say practical. I have ICT practical. That is the folder that I'm having. Specifically, that is the procedure they have told us. You write a name, then after you press enter or click far away from that what? From that folder. So it will accept that name. That is it specifically. We continue. Let's look at method 2. And they're telling us that browse to where you want to create the folder. It is the same procedure. Where do you want to put that folder? It can be the desktop, I told you, any other location that you feel you want to use. Then right click within the window, choose new, and then you choose the folder. Then complete as for method 1. That means that after choosing the folder, you put the name, then you press enter or click away from the folder, then it will help you to do that. This is how it is going to look like. So we shall come and create, let's say, get an free space in a location we want to use. Then we shall right click, we come to new, then we come to folder. Then afterwards, folder will come, then we use the procedure we used for method 1. Let's try it also and see how we can come up with that. For example, it takes us back to where we were. Then we come to the folder that we have created, let's say ICT Practical. Then I'll come and let's say open this one. Right click and open. So it will take me inside that folder. So what I will do, I want to create a folder here, another folder here. So that means that I'm going to right click in any free space. Then I will come to new. Then I come to the folder. Then I click on it. It will give me that folder. So I can now name it accordingly. I can say, let's say, Word processing. Word processing. Simple as that. After writing the name, I can click enter or away from the folder. It will accept the name. That is it specifically. We close this one and continue. So So they have also told us that we have method 3. A folder can be created while saving a file in a computer application. For example, you're in Microsoft Word, you can also create a folder as you're saving that file. And they're telling us that in Word 2007, you can click the Office button and choose Save As and Word document. But for my case, I'm not going to use 2007, I'm going to use 2013. But here in 2013, the Office button will be called the file. And the word, okay, the Office button will as well be represented as the file. But I'm going to use 2013. So you can as well try it using the Word 2007. I think it will be the same. We shall see it. Now, we come and see. This is how it will look like in 2007. As you're saving that document, you will come to the Office button, you come to the Save As, then Word document, then it will take you where you're supposed to save from. We continue. And they're telling us that browse the required folder and click the, let's say, create new button. Are we together? After clicking on it, then you'll have to repeat the other procedures as we have done before. So we continue. They're telling us that browse the required folder and click create new folder button. Then name the folder and double click to open it. Then save the file in the new folder. That is it specifically where it will take you. Are we together? After you go to Save As, it will provide you with a location, then you look for that location, then you give it a name, open it, and save the file there. We are going to try it. Let's try it and see. So we click on the trial. For example, we have, we are going to be opening our document. This is our document. We want to save it in let's say a folder. So what we do, in Office 2007, this will be the Office button, but in 2013, this is what we call the file. So it will be the same. So you click there. Then you come to Save As. When you come to Save As, you look for the location where you actually want to save. I can browse. For example, let me look for documents because that's where I was. Then I can come, let's say, to any folder, any location, let's say my documents. Then I can come and say right click. Then I'll come to new. Then I'll come to folder. I can save it in, let's say, I call it, let's say, introduction to ICT. That is the folder. Then, after creating the folder introduction to ICT, I'll click it and I open it or double click on it. Then I give the file my name. Let's say introduction. Let's say I call it the beginning. Then I'll say save. That means that I've saved that file in the new introduction to ICT folder that I've created. Simple as that. Let's close this one and continue. Managing files and folders. Remember, we have never talked about these ones. What do we talk about, or what do we mean if someone says managing files and folders? And they're telling us that files and folders can be either selected. That means that you can select either 1, 2, 3, 4, and others. You can copy them. You can paste them somewhere. You can move them or cut them. You can rename them. You can delete them, and others as we have not included them here. So in that next video, we are actually going to be looking at how we can perform some of these tasks. We shall see how we can select a file. We shall see how we can copy a file or folder. We shall see how we can actually move or rename or delete the files and folders. Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, please click the subscription button. And if you have a friend who needs this content, you can actually help me and share the link to those people and also encourage them to subscribe. Bye bye. It's been Henry the Computer Guy. I sign out.